Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the iRacing Superspeedway. Enjoy a trip down memory lane and a piece of sim racing's heritage with the iRacing Superspeedway making its debut on iRacing for the first time, just in time for the 2021 season last year. First conceived as a fictional arena for previous generation NASCAR Cup Series cars to run without restrictor plates, reaching speeds much higher than they would in the real world. This refreshed version of the circuit brings it to life for iRacing's entire fleet of diverse racing machines, spanning 3 miles in length and with massive banking of more than 30 degrees in the turns. iRacing Superspeedway requires a lead foot and precise inputs to master. It's all about keeping the wheels straight as possible to maximize your speed and staying in the draft during the race. But it's with any superspeedway, one wrong move can be the end of the race for you and a huge group of your competitors. Who will survive the high banks from iRacing Superspeedway? Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series, and it's next. HBR TV. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the iRacing Superspeedway, the Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series. Practice with a couple of minutes left so far in the session, pretty much primarily draft practice so far. 51 of Kevin Newborn on the top of the leaderboard with Bobby Peters, Brian Torsha, Dale Legan, and Douglas Wolcott, your top 5 in the practice session. You see second, third, and fourth pretty much running the exact same time. Peters and Torsha 54:47, Dale Legan 54:48 officially, but see on the scoring tower about the exact same time. Again, drafting the topic at hand here in the practice session this afternoon. Can't say as I blame anyone. Again, the speeds they're running here, just shy of 200 miles an hour. It looks like Dale Legan may have cracked that 200 mile an hour barrier in the practice session at one point. Everybody else closer to that 198, but with a full field, a big pack of cars, I fully expect to see these guys cracking that 200 mile an hour barrier regularly during the race. We talked about precise steering inputs in the race itself. Talking about that in the open, that really is key as you see contact made with the 57 and the 2 sends Torsha into the fence. These cars get loaded up in these corners. The radius is pretty tight, but you can see clearly the banking is pretty significant to really hold these cars locked in. But on entry to the corner, you're almost falling off a building. You drop down pretty steep, get the car into the racetrack, and continue the lap. If you overdo it, we saw some guys getting into the apron of the racetrack in practice, and it kind of shoots you back up to the top. In some cases, you could be right in front of traffic when that happens, so definitely not something you want to see happen. Black and red flags wave at the speedway. Kevin Newborn, fastest of the session. Roll into the qualifying here in just a moment. First to the track, we shall see who it may be. Doug Wolcott into the pit lane already. Doug's not wasting any time. That number 12 Dodge machine, Amico Ultimate. Doug, relatively new to the OG Racing League. Started out, I think it may have been the Modified Series. I could be wrong. And Doug has some real-world experience in the Modified Series. Right on board with Doug as this car comes up to speed. Again, restrictor plate package on these ARCA Series cars, but still all in the mail around iRacing Superspeedway. Trying to build the momentum, though. You can see he's up in the, not quite the top line, but 3/4 of the way up out of the groove. Trying to build the momentum, not scrub too much speed from turning the wheel. Going to drop down to the low side to shorten the distance around the Superspeedway. Green flag is in the air for lap 1 of Wolcott's qualifying session. Dug off turn number 4 to complete lap 1. All he's going to give it. He's out of the throttle already at 58.69. First and only car to check in here in qualifying. Post a time of 58.69. Second is the 2 of Brian Torsha. Brian has still got his foot in it. Let's see if lap number 2 yields a little bit quicker results. Now that we certainly have this machine wound up to full song. Brian Rupert in the 3, Mike Taschereau, the number 1 this week. It's usually the 33. You've got the 81 machine of Anthony Rayner. That was the top 5 there. Dale Egan, though, jumps to the 2nd spot. Wolcott still the top of the board. Michael Joy jumps to the top 5, 58.81, same time as Rupert, just a hair slower. Brian Torshoff, turn number 4, looking for a checkered flag. Let's see what time he can post. Lap 2 for Brian Torsha. Still waiting. We're only doing 1 lap of qualifying. That could be the case too. Lap 1 for Newborn of 58.88. Robbie Peters on the track coming up to speed. The 57 of Bobby Peters. Off corner number 2. I think this is corner 2. Tabitha, I see you're lagging bad on your end. Everything looks fine and dandy on mine. I'm actually using the cell phone to pull it in. It looks pretty straight. Maybe adjust your stream quality as far as HD, whether you want 720 or 1080 may help. But yeah, on my end, looks pretty good. First lap for Peters, a 58.826. That's 7th fast. And it looks like it is 1 lap qualifying. A little bit of a change. Again, a 3-mile track. If you count the out lap and 2 additional timed laps, we're talking 9 miles. So it could take a little while to get qualifying in. We're just past the 5-minute mark in the session. Wolcott top of the board. Just about everybody out there has taken a time at this point in the session. Kevin Newborn, Aaron Conover, Josh Buckley. No time for them as of yet, but there is still plenty of time left in the session if they decide to roll out and do that. So far, let's go through the running order. It is the 12 of Doug Wolcott, top of the board, just barely ahead of the 05 of Dale Legan. 1/100th of a second off of the pole. Brian Torsha in the third spot, Brian Rupert in fourth, Mike LaJoie fifth, Mike Taschereau sixth, Bobby Peters seventh, Rayner is eighth, Cody Fogg ninth, 10th is Matt Newborn, 11th is Billy Milner, 12th Milburn, 11th Satterfield, 14th Pete Woodrum in the 8. So far, we have 17 cars in the field here this afternoon. We just need to make sure Newborn, Conover, and Buckley do take to the track. Again, strategy always at play. They may opt not to qualify, start near the back, not get caught up in an early race incident, so that is certainly an option that they can take. All right, so Tabitha, I'm streaming off Facebook. It's a lot better. Okay, cool, awesome. And again, if that starts happening, please let me know in the chat. I will double check every time to make sure they're not having an issue on my end. Not really worth streaming if you guys can't see it. So if you have any issues, please let me know. I will do what I can. Not always on my end. Sometimes the internet sucks in other places. So it is what it is, but please don't hesitate to say something, because I always make sure. Well, we're still waiting for a few more cars to hit the track here at iRacing Superspeedway. While we do that, of course, let's go ahead and thank the sponsors. LSI Litchfield Specialty. It is the LSI Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series. Thank them for being the primary sponsor of the ARCA Series with OG Racing League. Special thanks to TRS, the RacingSchool.net. Want to sit behind the wheel of a real race car, whether it's a full body stock car or a tour modified type race car. Check out the RacingSchool.net. Find what package works best for you. Turn some laps at speed. Sudath Taxidermy, competition quality at a commercial price. Contact award-winning taxidermist James Sudath at 636-544-7836. And to D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated. And, of course, Tabitha Brown with My Cricket Makes custom-made signs and a lot more. Give her a call or a text, 618-340-0900. Just above a minute left in the session officially. Again, a lap around here takes about a minute. So anybody that has not already started a timed lap, well, that's where you're going to be. So we're going to get our starting grid here in just about 60 seconds. We'll go through the field here, tell you where everyone is going to be starting. It's unofficial at this point, but it looks like your timing tower to your left will tell the story. Of course, we'll go to the official starting grid here in just a moment. This race underway from iRacing Superspeedway. We talked a little bit earlier, some of these guys opting not to go out and qualify. They will be starting from the rear of the field. Kevin Newborn, Aaron Conover, Josh Buckley. Again, I have to say, it's not a problem. It's not a bad thing to start near the rear on these races because A, the draft is pretty significant. It's really going to help you work your way through the field. And B, there's going to be wrecks here tonight, folks, so keep your eyes peeled. Qualifying is officially in the books. Times are official. Let's go to our starting grid. The lineup, the LSI ARCA Series, iRacing Superspeedway on the pole. It is the number 12 of Douglas Wolcott. It is outside the 05 Machina of Dale Legan. Starting in the second row, Brian Torsha in the 2 with OG Racing, with Brian Rupert in the 3. Row number 3, Mike LaJoie, the number 29, will start 5th with Mike Taschereau. This week in the 1, typically the number 33. Same driver, just a different number. He will start from the 6th position. Starting 7th, Bobby Peters, the number 57, with Mark Wirtz Racing. Starting 8th, Anthony Rainier or Rainer, not sure. Number 81. So again, guys, correct me if I'm getting that one wrong. Cody Fogg, the number 26. Another number change there. Cody ran the 26 in the modified race the other night, driving for Shane Wagner. So didn't get that number switched back over. It's typically the 58. So don't let that confuse you. Cody Fogg starting 9th in the 26. Matt Newborn starting in the 10th spot, the number 47, with Billy Milner starting 11th in the 55. With Robbie Milburn, the 99, with Mud Mule Motorsports starting 12th. Starting 13th, Jason Satterfield in the 39, with Pete Woodrum in the 8, with 304 Motorsports. Starting 15th is Josh Buckley, the number 13 machine, and 16th is Aaron Conover in the 20. Starting 17th in shotgun on the field, it is the 51 of Kevin Newborn. Look for him to be fast here this afternoon. It's your starting field for the Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series from iRacing Superspeedway. Field going to be pulling away here momentarily behind that Mustang iRacing pace car, and we will be underway here shortly. Possibly a little bit more time added to the grid procedure. Yep, there we go. Pace car is going to roll right now. We will be underway the next time by. Again, such a huge facility here, 3 miles around this high-banked oval super speedway. We've got 17 ARCA cars ready to do battle. Not going to look like a whole lot of cars in comparison to the size of this facility, but don't worry, there's going to be plenty of action to follow. A close eye. These ARCA cars are going to be packed up tight all the way around the speedway. Might see some different packs, making some distance between the other packs. Split them up maybe a little bit. I don't know if we're going to see one solid draft group this afternoon, but time will tell. Alfie's watching too. It just dropped to 720. It seems fine. Alfie, why aren't you racing, man? Field rolling through turn number 4. We'll peel off the racetrack. We'll look for the green flag. Pace car is down. Beating the daylights out of that suspension. Waiting on the green flag. Starter holding it, waving it now. It is in the air. We are underway from iRacing Superspeedway. The Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series is underway. And we do have a yellow already, not even up to speed. Not sure what caused it. I don't see anybody with an issue yet. Maybe Billy Milner now I'm seeing. And Jason Satterfield. Let's see if we can get a replay of this already here. Milner backwards as soon as I go to it. Have one to Satterfield. Maybe that'll help us. Contact there within the 26 of Fogg involved as well. Let's back it up a little further. See what we can distinguish here. This is into turn number 1. All 3 of these cars, Fogg, the 39, and Milner here grouped up. 39 machine of Satterfield. This is at the initial start. Headed into turn number 1. I believe there's going to be contact with the 26 and the 39 into the entry of turn 1. That's what sets this off. Alfie says he doesn't have the track. Fair enough, man. I get it. Plenty of places I'm not going to buy just for one race. This is one of them. I do have it, obviously, because of for broadcast purposes, but don't blame you a bit. See the 26 of fog, though, does make contact with the 39, gets crossed up, clips the 55 on entry, spins Milner around. Tough way to start the race. Field working off 4. You can see how long the pace laps take around this facility. 3 miles at pace speed. They're only running, well, I say only, they're still rolling about 90 miles an hour, so they're getting around pretty good under yellow. But either way, it does take some time to get a full lap in here from the speedway. They might shorten this up. We shall see. I can't imagine anybody's going to need to pit here other than those involved in that incident. Still under the yellow flag. We may get the one to go the next time by. Pretty good crowd already in the Facebook side of things. We've got Debbie Rose, Jason Green, Gerald Taschereau, Bobby Peters, of course, Tabitha Brown, Billy Milner, Jason Green, Robert Winger. Group of people already on this side. We've got a couple over on the YouTube side, Alfie Sharon being one of them. Not sure who our other mystery guest is, but that's okay. Appreciate your presence either way. And here we are. Pace car lights are now off, so they've decided to switch this up to go one to go to green. Pace car peels down the banking into pit lane. We're going to get the green flag right away. Wolcott waiting on it still. Green flag in the air. Douglas in the throttle. We're back underway, coming to lap 4 of 35 from iRacing Superspeedway. Let's see if we can get these cars wound up. Caution came out going into turn 1 at the initial start. Here we go again. Douglas Wolcott, the 12, into turn number 1. Brian Torsha, the high side. Mike LaJoy down low in behind, with Bobby Peters and Anthony Renier in the 5th spot. We're going to go with Rayner. Mike LaJoy taking a peek to the outside, already off turn 2 down the back straightaway. LaJoy looking to the outside for the top spot. Lap 4. May have it. He's certainly got drafting help. They're a little bit more organized on the top side than down low. Maybe only one extra car. Still not enough to clear the 12 into turn number 3. 57 of Peters giving a push to the 12 through the corner, keeping Doug Wolcott in the top spot as they work to the front stretch to cross the line to complete their first lap under full speed. Second to 1, Wolcott still with a bit of an advantage. Bobby Peters doing a good job helping with the draft in through the corner. Just in beside him, or in behind him, is the 81 of Anthony Rayner. Anthony out of Canada, running in the 3rd spot right now with Mike LaJoy to his outside. Mike Taschereau in behind with the 3 of Rupert up top. Brian Torsha has slipped a little bit since that last lap. Torsha running in the 7th position. Robbie Peters looking a little racy. Not a whole lot of room between those 2 bumpers at the front of the field. No help for the 57. Tucks back in behind Doug Wolcott. They work across the front stretch once again. Got to be gentle when you're going to push with these ARCA cars. They do not line up very well. It's so easy to get the tires off the ground and send somebody. Oh, we do have trouble in the corner, though. Looks like Mike Taschereau involved. Mike Taschereau, Aaron Conover, Brian Torsha. No, not Conover. Looks like it's the 1 and the 2 only. Trouble started again. The entry to turn number 1. Let's go back, take a look. Kevin Newborn has crashed as well. Kevin Newborn in the 51. Oh, he comes into it late. Porsche and the Taschereau machine already into it in turn 1. Just about 4 wide on the entrance to turn number 1. Real early for that. A little bit of contact with the 1, and the 81 sends Taschereau up into the 2 of Brian Torsha into the corner. Hard impact by both machines as that continues. Torch there, the 51 of Newborn just barely getting it, but get a little, you get a lot at 190 mile an hour. Full speed, high impact in turn 1. Field does have 3 fast repairs at their disposal for this event. Again, expected to have high casualties as far as incidents on track. And again, there's no small crash at a place like iRacing Superspeedway. If you get turned sideways, you're going to hit the wall a ton in almost every instance. You might get away with it. You might be able to save it. You might be able to straighten the thing out. But in most cases, you're going to be in the fence and you're going to be there in a big way. Well, through all that yellow flag, Mike LaJoie did take over the top spot. Sits currently in the first position. Doug Wolcott second. Brian Rupert, Bobby Peters, Dale Legan, your top 5. We are just about 8 laps in here of 35 from iRacing Superspeedway. Plenty of action still to go. Looked pretty good for the few laps we had under green. We are under our second caution of the afternoon. Caution still on the speedway from iRacing Superspeedway. Mike LaJoie, Doug Wolcott, Brian Rupert, Bobby Peters, Dale Legan, your top 5. You see caution lights now are off. This is the one to go. We will get the green flag the next time by and be back to racing. Almost a 2-minute lap under yellow to get around this huge facility. Field formed up 2 by 2, ready to go back to green. Pace car is down. Mike LaJoy in command.
Green flag.
Waits till the flag waves. We're back underway from iRacing Superspeedway. Mike LaJoy at the top spot. Doug Woolcott from the pole position sits in the second spot, working the outside with Bobby Peters trying to retake that top position. 26 laps to go. Yes, we're already at the 26 to go mark. Not as many laps to get done here at iRacing Superspeedway. Again, a 3-mile lap around this facility. They get it done at speed less than 1 minute. Under caution, it's about 2. Really hauling the mail around this place. Doug Woolcott now, speaking of hauling the mail, to the outside with help from Bobby Peters. Move the number 12 machine back to the top spot. See if he's going to swing down low or not. I don't think it's advisable at this point. Got the 99 there in the mix as well. Robbie Milburn, he's up into the second spot. Bobby Peters changes lanes though. He goes low, trying to take over some positions himself. Peters tucks in behind Rupert and LaJoy. Mike LaJoy maintains the top position with Brian Rupert second, 57 of Bobby Peters in third. We're 4 wide across the line. Pete Woodrum in the mix. Milburn is well up top. It's hard to say. Looks like it's the 81 of Anthony Rayner. So much room top to bottom through these corners. You can make some moves and carry some serious momentum, but then you got to get back down without getting somebody crossed up. See right there, the 99 and the 05 almost making contact. Would have been disastrous for the 99 and possibly the 05 as well. Pete Woodrum up in the top lane as well. He's trying to make something work up top. A little bit of help from the 99. Not organized enough to do anything with the leaders, though. The 8 of Woodrum was thinking about it, maybe pulling back down in front of the 05 of Dale Legan. Doesn't work out. Cody Fogg, a little bit of trouble off turn 4, but no contact. Checks up a bit, loses some ground, but nothing significant. Woodrum making a move to the outside again with the 1 of Mike Taschereau, trying to go towards the front. Almost a tandem draft with these two, but not quite enough help in behind to push past this 4-car draft down low. The 3 of Brian Rupert real loose off turn number 2.
Big crash. Caution.
We've got trouble. Actually, that was turn 4. Bobby Peters involved in an incident as well. I think Rupert may have saved that car. As we talked about so many times, getting into trouble here does not end well. One of those rare instances may have just happened with the 3 of Brian Rupert. Yellow flag is out, though, not for Brian, but for Bobby Peters, the 57. Let's take a look at the replay. Contact made with the 05 of Dale Legan, sends the 57 across into the fence at the start-finish line. The 57 around, a little bit of contact, not too badly damaged, certainly drives away from the scene. Let's take a look at that one once again. Already in progress. Let's back it up and slow it down. See the 3 of Rupert gets turned off the nose of the 57. Which certainly hurt the momentum of Bobby Peters, but the 05 of Legan gets to the right rear of that 57, sends Bobby up the track in front of traffic. It could have been so much worse. I mean, how these guys got by. Big impact, definitely, but man, these guys were heads up driving by this field to get by these 2 spinning and crashing cars. Back it up again. I want to go on board here with the 3 of Rupert to watch this save. AC Delco machine in the bottom lane. The number 3, Brian Rupert. In behind was the 57 of Bobby Peters. Behind him is the 05 of Dale Legan. And you cannot bump in the corners with these ARCA cars because this is what happens. That 3-car Rupert, I cannot believe he saved that ride. heck of a job out of the pilot of that number 3 car. Not so lucky with the 05 and the 57. I want to look at it again here from the 05 Dale Legan. Let's ride with the roof cam of Dale. I want to back it up a little bit just to see the closing rate and how much that changes after contact is made. Riding on board with the 05, up ahead is the 3 and the 57. This is real time. Contact, and he's there. All it takes. Back live here at iRacing Superspeedway. Mike Taschereau, your new leader. Mike LaJoie, Anthony Rayner, Robbie Milburn, Billy Milner, your top 5. Lights are still lit. Caution lights are still on, so at least another lap. Wave around car going by on the high side. That means we are on the 1 to go. Next time by, we'll be back to the green flag. Mike Taschereau opting for the high side for the restart. It is a rule that you are allowed to make that choice as the leader to restart high or low. Many leagues do that. Same thing with starting on the pole position. You can pick the top spot or down low, but once you pick it, you're stuck with it until the next yellow, and you can make a change. But right now, the 1 of Mike Taschereau, the outside lane, will take the top spot up top. Mike LaJoie down at the bottom. We'll start from the 2nd position. Mustang pace car lights are off. We will be getting the green flag this time by, with 20 laps to go from iRacing Superspeedway. Peeled out of turn number 4. Pace car peels off the banking. Right on board with Mike Taschereau as we go back to green. Green flag is waving. Taschereau up through the gears. 20 laps to go from the speedway. We're back underway. Mike LaJoie swinging down low, taking that position away with some help from the 81 of Rayner. Off turn 2, down the backstretch, they roll. Field still intact. Pete Woodruff going to the way outside. No help for the 8 machine. Had a good run on the 99 and the 1, but had to swing it out top side without hitting the brakes. Now he does have some help with the 3 of Brian Rupert. Again, a great recovery from the 3 after that save. He's still on the lead lap and battling in the top 10. 8th position right now for the 3. Mike LaJoie now at the front of the field. It's LaJoie, Rayner, Taschereau, Milner, and Milburn, your top 5. That's going to change about 12 times before we get back to the end of turn number 2. At the line, got the 99 of Milburn already changing up some spots. A little bit of help with the 8 coming. 8's going to go, oh, he was going to go low, but turns him. We got a wreck here on the front straightaway. Caution is out again. 12 of Wolcott trying to avoid the wall. Right front tore up pretty bad on that machine. Bobby Peters involved, Cody Fogg, 47 of Matt Newborn. Multiple cars tore up here with 19 laps to go. Watched it from the blimp here. Let's rewind a little bit further. I think the 8 was trying to go to the inside, kind of hesitated, waited to make that move. Right on board with the 8 of Pete Woodrum here. Just going down the front straightaway. See the 99 just ahead is Robbie Milburn. He's going to try to, he's got a good run here. He's trying to duck down into the middle. Does it a little bit late, catches the right front, and around goes the 99 in front of the field. Milburn gets crossed up, saves it pretty well. Still some right side damage on that machine, but then everybody else in trouble down low. Hard impact coming for the 57. Really, all these guys just nailing that inside wall. No safer barrier there. Oh, there is a safer barrier, but either way, at that speed, that's a hard hit. Definitely a hesitation out of the 8 machine. Did not dive down fast enough. Makes contact with the 99 machine. And that's what brings us under our yellow here now with 18 laps to go. Alfie, looks like you and I are on the same page. Got to learn to check up if you can't make the move underneath. Runs happen in a hurry this place. I know sometimes you got to be able to think on your feet, but that was a tough one. We're just shy of the halfway point. 30 laps, the total distance, 17 to go. Take another moment to thank LSI Litchfield Specialty. It is the Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series. They are the primary sponsor of the ARCA Series within the OG Racing League. And thank you to TRS, the RacingSchool.net. If you ever want to get behind the wheel of a full-bodied stock car or even a tour-type modified, check out the RacingSchool.net. Giving you the opportunity to do just that. Go out to Thompson Speedway and turn some laps. These guys encourage passing. They're not going to restrict you. Obviously, they're going to want you to be safe. They're going to have you run some laps, and if they deem you adequate, well, then you can go out and turn some more. So check them out, RacingSchool.net. Sudath Taxidermy, competition quality at a commercial price. Contact award-winning taxidermist James Sudath at 636-544-7836. And to D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated, associate sponsor of the LSI ARCA Series. And My Cricket Makes custom-made signs and a lot more. Contact Tabitha Brown at 618-340-0900. Riding on board with the 29 of Mike LaJoy from the top spot. Lights atop the Mustang pace car, the iRacing official Mustang pace car, are off. Means we will get the green flag the next time by with 15 laps to go. Love to see a long stretch of some green flag to the finish. See if we can get some different packs together, see how they can work their way to the front of the field, work that draft to their advantage. These guys are going to need to learn to get formed up, get organized. I know we're racers and we want to make passes and we want to be the leader all the time, but sometimes you just got to ride for a little bit if you want to work your way to the front. This place is very dependent on drafting. You got to get in line, 3, 4 or more cars if you really want to fight those guys on the bottom side. Field ready to go back to green. Pace car peels off.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. 15 laps to go from iRacing Superspeedway. Mike LaJoie out front. Pete Woodrum making a move to the inside already on the restart. Turns the 29 of Mike LaJoie. Turns the leader. The yellow flag is back out.
Give me status on your car there.
Not a good look. Green flag just coming out, and Pete Woodrum turns the 29 before we get to the corner. I don't want to pile on the 8 here, but I don't know what else to say. That didn't look good, but let's take a look back at the replay. Watch it in slow-mo, see exactly what happened with the 29 of Mike LaJoie. Mike looks like he's going to be stuck in the middle, but just a little bit. This looks like a pit maneuver almost. The 8 of Woodrum gets to the left rear of the 29. I don't want to say it was intentional. I don't think it was intentional, but it just doesn't look great. Driver of that number 29 is not going to be happy with that one. Let's go back, see if we can take a look. Another onboard view. Tough to say. I might have to slow this down even further. Doesn't look like Pete came up at all. If anything, maybe LaJoie came down slightly. But again, we're just past halfway. This race has still got plenty of time left. I know we're not wired to lift, but kind of got to lift there. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But either way, new leader Anthony Rayner, the 81 machine out front. Pete Woodrum through that still maintains a top 3 position in the second spot. Look at it one more time from the rear view camera. Back this up a little more. I'm going to go really right to the drop of the green flag. Pete really does get a good restart. LaJoie does come down here, but I think this is kind of twofold. LaJoie's coming down, but I really think the 8's got to crack the throttle just a hair. I know it's tough on the restart because everybody in behind them is all full bore, trying to get all they can get these things wound up. But racing deal here. iRacing Superspeedway. Tough break for the leader, Mike LaJoie. Ready to go back to green. Pace car is down again, waiting on the green flag.
Green flag.
Green flag is back in the air. Field in the throttle. Pete Woodrum, another good restart to the high side, though. Anthony Rayner down low. Got Mike Taschereau and Billy Milner in the top four, with the 99 of Milburn in behind as well.
Yellow, yellow.
And we're wrecking again in the back of the pack. The 13 around, the 39 involved. Brian Rupert involved. 51 also. Kevin Newborn involved. Oh, the 3 of Rupert goes down low on the 51. 51 just starts to turn down at the same time. We'll rewind that one again. That happened really quick. And really, the 51 had such a good run on the 05. He had to kind of dive down as well, but slides a bit on entry. Rupert goes low. The 51 continues to come down, gets collected by the 12 of Wolcott. It's like the 57 might sneak through here. Bobby Peters on the high side of the 12. A little bit of contact. It just gives everybody watching this race here an idea of how fast things happen at 190 plus miles an hour. You run this race in the Cup cars, the old Cup cars, at least they're pushing another 50 mile an hour faster, 245, I think, a lot of the time you're running in that car. So you have to look a whole football field ahead, at least, because you're covering that kind of ground in less than a second. It's incredible. So we're seeing that happen here. Obviously, you're thinking ahead. You're doing the best that you can. Trying not to get into an incident, because none of these guys want to run out here under caution all afternoon. They want to race, and that's what they're trying to do. But you're right on top of the next guy. You really have to anticipate what they're going to do. If you're reacting, it's already too late. Once again, the 3, Brian Rupert, in the pit lane with damage. Again, these guys do have 3 fast repairs on the race. We're at 11 laps to go. I can't imagine anybody's used all 3 at this point. If they have, they're having a really bad day. There's Brian Rupert out of the pits, though, going to work his way back around. I guess he got the machine fixed up and ready to go. Looking solid. Watch that blend line on exit. Looks like he's scot-free. Be full speed when he gets back to the green flag, if he can time it just right. Field working off turn number 2 under yellow. Pace car lights are still on, but they do go off. We're going to go back to green the next time by. We're going to get that green flag with 9 laps to go. Billy Milner says 10 to go. We're just about to 9 laps to go, and Billy would typically be running an HBR TV paint scheme, but unfortunately running the Valvoline colors this week.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. Anthony Rayner in the throttle. Pete Woodrum, a good restart once again to the outside. I don't know if this is going to help or hurt the 8, because he's going to need help with the 55. to draft on by the 81. Mike Taschereau down low, but maybe looking up the gut. Maybe not. The 81 slides up in front of Mike Taschereau, drafting in play, of course. Pete Woodrum out to the lead. He's going to slide down low, take over the top spot. He's got to get a little deeper than that if he's going to utilize the draft. Off turn 2 down the backstretch. Anthony Rayner looking low, looking high. Not quite there. Little bit of contact with him in the 8. Good luck on that one. I'm surprised the 8 wasn't turned. Little close for comfort. Billy Milner now to the top spot on the high side, but Mike Taschereau quickly takes it over down low. Again, the shortest way around, and that looks like the best lineup as far as organized drafting is concerned. Taschereau slides up a little bit off turn 4. Now Pete Woodrum back down to the bottom. Pete Woodrum to the top spot, but here we have the 20 machine. Aaron Conover, haven't talked about him this afternoon, but now the 20 takes over the lead. Not quite clear of the 8 as they work into turn number 1. Still looking strong. The 05 of Dale Legan, though, in the wall. Not sure if there was contact to initiate that. Slides it back down to the bottom. We're still green off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Now Brian Porsche battling for the top spot with the 55 of Milner. Now taking it away. Here we go. Now we got some green flag racing to talk about. The 55 of Billy Milner back to the lead with the 81 of Rayner and Porsche and Peters and Conover, and it seems like the whole field is going to fight it out. We got trouble. Big wreck into turn number 3. Pete Woodrum involved again, the 99 as well. Mike Taschereau. Man, oh man, oh man. It couldn't last for long for sure, but man, it was fun to watch while it was. Let's try and get a look at it. Multiple cars involved in this one. Pete Woodrum being one of them. Already in progress. You got the 51. Kevin Newborn. Fogg. Wolcott, Taschereau. Rewind it, see if we can get a cause on this. So looking at it from the blimp cam, it looks like the 12 of Wolcott down in the bottom side, the 8 of Woodrum just a lane up, and then you've got Taschereau and Fogg complete that 4 wide group into the corner. Fogg comes down a touch, maybe a little contact with Taschereau, but Wolcott gets down on the apron a bit, slides, crosses up the car, contact with the 8, crosses across the nose of the 99. Taschereau now in it, 51 in it, Fogg up in the fence. There you have it. Again, under caution once again. It's tough to blame anybody. I mean, it happens so fast around this place. It's such a big change, especially when you're coming from a slower track. I mean, I don't remember exactly where we were at last week, and forgive me for that because just my brain is fried. But either way, there's no place like iRacing Superspeedway. You don't cover the ground you do at any other track like you do here at iRacing Superspeedway. So again, decision making has to happen in the blink of an eye, and in some cases before anything even happens. We talked about anticipation instead of reacting. You have to think about, all right, what's this guy in front of me going to do? You got to put yourself in their driver's seat, try to make that decision. Okay, well, if I was up here, I'm going to take this lane, so I'm going to hang here, and I'm not going to go down low because he's probably going to turn in right now. And that has to happen at the snap of a finger. Okay, we're not really analyzing it. We are, but we're doing it over the course of less than a second, because if you don't, you're 300 feet down the track before you blink an eye. And that 300 feet could very well be the difference between making a pass or being backwards and in the safer barrier with a tore-up race car. Well, let's see if we can get this to the finish without another big wreck, at least before the checkered flag. If we wide up the whole field at the checkers, well, then that's cool. That's no big deal. We can deal with that. Another yellow flag, though. Let's not have that happen. Let's make it to the finish. Let's see some great racing. I can tell you, if you're just joining us, you're missing a lot. I know we've had a bunch of yellow flags, but these guys under green flag conditions, once they get spooled up and ready to go, great racing all over the racetrack. Pretty much anybody within that top 10 has been able to battle for the lead after a lap or two. It's just incredible how much of a draft these guys can get in runs they can work. With 4 lanes, you could probably go even 5 wide if you had to, though I don't recommend it. They could certainly get away with it if they really put their minds to it. But 5 laps to go up on the board. Pace car lights are off. Field formed up 2 by 2. 4 laps to go when we get the green flag. Not a real good lineup back in the field. Looking ugly, but either way, pace car is down, waiting on the green flag. Anthony Rayner holds him down. In the gas he goes. Good restart. Decent restart, at least by the 81, but the 57 of Bobby Peters giving the 81 a bit of a push. Could have taken the opportunity to go high and go around, but sticks to the back bumper of the 81 as they work into turn number 1. Field still coming up. The speed takes at least a lap to get him up to full song. Anthony Rayner out front, 7 spots forward from qualifying. Started in the 8th position. Bobby Peters started 7th. He is 2nd. Billy Milner is 3rd. He started 11th. Aaron Conover started 16th. So some fast, big movers here up at the front of the field. Anthony Rayner being one at the top spot, with the 55 with help from the 2 of Brian Torsha going for the lead. '81 and the 57 still locked close, tight together, and we've got Brian Rupert in trouble again off turn number 4. Contact made with the 3 once again. We stay under green. Rupert slow down at the bottom of the racetrack. We stay under the green flag, though. Fortunately for Rupert, was near the rear of the field. Didn't. Well, there is the caution. We do have a yellow flag now. 3 laps to go. This will likely send us to overtime. In fact, it definitely will send us to an overtime finish with a green-white checker. I believe we get 3 attempts at that green-white checker. Billy Milner now out in the front of the field. Was scored as the leader when the yellow flag came out. Did just verify with race control. We do have 3 opportunities at a green-white checkered finish to get this one sealed under the green flag. Not a guarantee, but we do have 3 chances if it comes down to it. We might have some takers on pit lane here. Not, since this is the backstretch. Well, that changes a lot of things. Billy Milner out at the front of the field. Anthony Rayner is 2nd. Brian Torsha is 3rd. Robbie Milburn, number 99, is 4th, and Bobby Peters, the top 5 here with a green-white checkered finish shaping up. Lights are still on the pace car. We've got a couple of caution laps to get in the books, and then we will go back to green again and give it a shot. Try to get this thing wrapped up under the green flag. Once again, we are late in the race here, getting ready for a green-white checkered finish. Let's thank the sponsors once again. The LSI Litchfield specialty. It is the LSI ARCA Series, primary sponsor of the OG Racing League ARCA Series. And to TRS, the racingschool.net. Want to sit behind the wheel and turn some laps at Thompson Speedway, a full-bodied stock car or a tour-type modified? Check out the racingschool.net for a package that suits you best. And a Sudath Taxidermy, competition quality at a commercial price. Contact award-winning taxidermist James Sudath at 636-544-7836. And to D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated in association with the LSI ARC Series. And to My Cricket Makes, custom-made signs and a lot more. Contact Tabitha Brown at 618-340-0900. Speaking of My Cricket Makes, they are still going to be the entitlement sponsor of the My Cricket Makes Truck Series, which is going to get back underway here on Thursdays relatively soon. Not this week, but I believe the week following we go back to racing. Race 1, same time, same bat channel. And if you bear with me, I will pull up a schedule for you real quick, at least to let everybody know where we are headed and when we are headed there. It's February 24th. Chicagoland Speedway, 80 laps for the My Cricket Makes Truck Series. Thursday night, tune in at 7:45 and HBR TV for all the truck racing action you can handle. I'm real excited to go back to that. We ran half the season with those guys last season. Gonna get the full season in this year, so that's certainly something I myself looking forward to. Been running some recruitment races with the OG Racing League on Thursday nights. It's been a blast, certainly. I like being up here in the booth, but sometimes it is fun being behind the wheel, and these guys really put on a good show. It's been a blast. But either way, speaking of a blast, we're at iRacing Superspeedway, our first green-white checkered finish getting ready to get underway. Field formed up, 2x2. Pace car lights are off. We're going to get the green flag here shortly and be back underway. Field working the back straightaway right now, half a lap before we go back to green. Billy Milner, Anthony Rayner, Brian Torsha, Robbie Milburn, and Bobby Peters, your current top 5. Then you have Pete Woodrum, Aaron Conover, Mike Taschereau, Doug Wolcott, and Jason Satterfield, the top 10, followed by Cody Fogg, Dale Legan, Mike LaJoy, Josh Buckley, Brian Rupert. That is back to 15th. And then Kevin Newborn and Matt Newborn running 16th and 17th, respectively. Here we go. Field off at turn number 4, waiting for the pace car to leave the racing surface. It does. That Mustang down the pit lane, waiting on the flag to wave the green. He does. We're back underway from iRacing Superspeedway. Billy Milner out to a good jump. That would be great at a track like Michigan, but probably not here when the draft comes into play so heavily. You are out front breaking that plane of air for everyone in behind you. This could be a bad thing for the 55. You see Brian Torsha going to the high side, a little bit to the high side with help from the 81. Bobby Peters right to the back bumper of the 55. They work through turn number 2 to the high side. It's Brian Torsha with help from the 81. Down low, it's Milner with help from the 57, but now the 99 of Milburn, and then 55 gets turned in front of the field. We are under yellow once again.
Yes, they'll take a Captain Morgan and Diet Coke.
Oh, I need a Captain Morgan and Coke too. That would be fantastic. Oh, I still got gin. Saturday, folks. Come on, lighten up. Brian Torsha is going to take over the top spot after that incident. He was battling for the lead as it was, so it's not like it's a surprise to see the 2 at the front of the field. He is the current reigning My Cricket Makes Truck Series champion, but here he is in the ARCA Series, leading here late. The iRacing Superspeedway with Robbie Milburn, Aaron Conover, Bobby Peters, and Dale Legan now the top 5. Remember, Legan was, I think, outside the top 10 at the restart, so made up a bunch of spots through that incident, that crash, and maybe some just passing in general. But let's try to take a look, go back and see what happened with the 81 of Anthony Rayner as we do go under the yellow flag once again and line up for our second green-white checkered. incident already underway. I'm going to back it up here a little further. All right, so down low, the 55 and the 57, you've got Milner and Peters down low. I think Peters tries a bit of a bump draft while changing lanes a little bit. Does hit the 55 square, but it looks like that banking in the transition, not a good time. The 55 gets turned into the field, takes out the 81. Pete Woodrum involved again. The 12 of Wolcott getting a piece of this as well. He cannot get out of these wrecks. He's been involved, I feel like, in every one of them. Dale Legan in the 05. Great piece of driving to work through that. I want to go back and look at his in-car the next replay. But this is why we are under caution once again. Going to make an attempt at our second green-white checkered finish of the afternoon. Let's again go back. Watch the in-car camera on the 05 machine of Dale Legan. Full speed on board. Trouble ahead. Great piece of driving by Dale Legan. Oh, man, oh, man. Rewind that one more time. Let's see if I think Dale's actually, yeah, Dale's got a helmet cam mounted and working for us. Let's watch this from his perspective at full speed. You can hear the input on the throttle. It was very, very faint, very light, letting off. Not a whole lot of steering wheel input. Did not panic. Great piece of driving by Dale Legan. Field back in double file formation. The lights are off atop the pace car. Let's see if we can get this one done here. 3 attempts at a green-white checker. We've burned 1 already. This will be our second attempt. Field working the back straightaway here. A lap and a half to go. But we go back to green flag conditions. 2 of Brian Torsha down low. Restarting from the lead. Opts for the bottom side. 99 of Milburn to the top side. Aaron Conover, Doug Wolcott, Jason Satterfield, the top 5. Pace car peels off. Green flag in the air. Brian Torsha in the throttle. Field coming back to life. Attempt number 2 at the green, white checkered finish. We've got 2 laps to go as they cross the line. Field working into turn number 1. Brian Torsch is still with the lead. A little bit of shuffling going back mid-pack. And we've got another caution. The 12 of Wolcott around. Milburn, I'm sorry, Buckley involved. Trouble off turn number 2. The 39 still spinning. So is the 55 of Milner again. Like Peters, Milner, Satterfield involved. Got to make this next one count. It is our last attempt at a green, white checkered finish. Take a look at it here. See what happens. Happens up ahead. Looks like Wolcott gets turned. I'm gonna back this one up again. The 12 there in the middle lane. The 39, I think that's Satterfield. Yep. Mike LaJoy down low. Tight 3 wide. Satterfield comes down just a tick, makes contact with Mike LaJoy, sends the 39 into the 12. Wolcott spins in front of the rest of the field. Brian Rupert gets a piece of it. Pete Woodrum gets a piece of it. Then Taschereau comes in. Does he get anything? Nope. But the 55 of Milner does. Collects the 13 of Buckley. Then Taschereau gets clipped by the 47. The 51 is back up into the fence, and so is the 57 of Bobby Peters. Multi-car incident here late under our second green white checkered finish moves us to our third and final attempt to get this one finished under the green flag. Brian Torsch, though, still leading out in the front of the field with Aaron Conover, Robbie Milburn, Mike LaJoy involved a little bit in that last caution, and Dale Legan, your top 5. Curious if Mike LaJoy has any right side damage to that number 29 machine. Of course, can't see the right side from here, so let's see if we can get a better view of it. Can't get a real clean view of it, but it didn't look bad from this perspective. Got a good chunk of you guys here in the Facebook stream watching. Thank you for joining us. Certainly do appreciate it. Missing Jamie Kurt tonight. Wish you were in the field here, Jamie. Jerry Ansley's watching. Doug Burns. Corey Sufiletto. Probably said that wrong, but I'm trying. Tim Johnson. Brad Johnson. Here on Dale Legan. Good turnout tonight, guys. Thanks. Appreciate that. Got a few over in the Facebook side as well. Alfie was there for a little while. I'm not sure if he's still with us, but thanks, Alfie. Jamie Kerr, computer issues early on, unable to make the race. That's unfortunate. Been there, man. That's no fun, especially when it's like half an hour before the race starts and you're like, what do I do? Alfie's still here. Awesome. Cool. Well, this is going to be it. Last attempt at a green, white checkered finish. It's coming up next time by. Field's going to get 2x2 double file restart once again for the final time here this afternoon from iRacing Superspeedway. Field getting back together side by side, double file restart. They work into turn 1. Again, 2 minutes of lap time under the yellow flag. So if you need to run to the bathroom, run to the fridge, run to the cupboard and get snacks, you've got a minute or so before you got to worry about it. But don't go any longer than that, because you're going to miss this thing if you do. Jamie Kerr thinks Torsha has this one in the bag. We'll see, man. Anything can happen in this place. The talent certainly does help, but man, having luck on your side is certainly going to play a huge factor in the outcome of this one. A lot of guys always say that. I'd rather be lucky than good. A place like this, abso-freaking-lutely. Over switching lanes there awful abruptly. I thought he was going to hit the two. Field working through turns 1 and 2, or have I already been disoriented to the point where I forget where they are on the... Yep, 1 and 2. Nope, 3 and 4. I'm a mess. 6 cars down. Final restart of the day from iRacing Superspeedway. Brian Torsch holds them down, waits on the flag, and we're underway here. 3 laps to go. Now 2 laps to go to settle this one. Final green-white checkered flag attempt. Field coming up to speed. Let's hope they can keep it clean all the way to the checkered flag. Brian Torsha leads him into turn number 1. Got the 99 pushing him with the 20 Econover with Mike LaJoie helping the 20. Can be a good battle here to the finish. Top 5 all under a blanket through turn 2, and the caution comes out again. Mike Taschereau involved. They may race this back to the flag. Not sure. We're going to stay with it either way. Brian Torsch, the number 2 machine, looks like he's going to get this win. All the pressure seems to be off. Robbie Milburn's backed off a bit. Conover, same thing. Caution comes out on the restart. Number 2, D. Dixon and Sons trucking machine off turn 4 will all but seal the deal on this one as they come to the line. Final lap. Again, caution is officially out. This one is in the books. Brian Torsha, Robbie Milburn, Aaron Conover, Mike LaJoie, and Dale Legan will be your top 5 as long as things stay the same. Everybody makes it back across the line for the final time. Even though we are technically under yellow, they do need to make it back all the way around before this one goes into the books. Pace car is there. Pace car is going to lead them back. Jamie Kerr, I predicted it. Awesome win, Torch. Yeah, Jamie, you got that one. That was a cheap victory, but either way, a good win by the 2. Certainly had a good opportunity to win this one under green flag conditions. Definitely knows how to get around places like this, and really just about anywhere you drop him in one of these cars on the iRacing simulator. Does a good job. Gets a cheap one here this afternoon. The caution flag comes out on the final restart of the afternoon. Gets to coast it to the start finish line and pick up a checkered flag. They don't put an asterisk in the winning books, in the record books, when you win under caution. It's still a win. So nicely done by the 2 of Brian Torsha. Well, it's official. Brian Torsha, the winner here at iRacing Superspeedway, the LSI ARCA Series. Let's go back and see what brought out our final caution of the afternoon. On the restart, the 47 and the 57 make contact. Mike Taschereau involved as well. Another big wreck. These guys just trying to get all that they can at the finish. Just didn't work out. Brings the yellow out again, but that's going to wrap it up. Brian Torsha is going to take a win either way. Dell Egan spins Pete Woodrum. Again, checkered flag is already out, so no worries there. Just a little fun. Alfie, I'm still here watching this mess. Well, it is official. The two of Brian Torsha wins the race here at iRacing Superspeedway. The celebration underway on the front straightaway. Don't always like having to finish these things under the caution flag, but with green flag racing we did see, it wasn't bad. It was certainly entertaining when it lasted. Fortunately, caution's the highlight of the afternoon. Either way, the two of Brian Torsha brings D. Dixon and Sons Trucking another checkered flag in the ARCA series. And Rupert comes in and slams it. So does Tashbro. We're going to step aside, take a short break, and we'll be back with our top three after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the iRacing Superspeedway, the LSI Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series. It is in the books. It's over. It's done. Brian Torsha is your winner. Tough afternoon for sheet metal guys. This has been a rough one here with the caution flags and some tore up race cars, but Brian Torsha emerges victorious. Let's go down to Brian in the number 2 right now and get a word from our winner. Brian, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy, man?
I got you, Steve. How's it going, man?
It's going good, Brian. I keep talking to you here in Victory Lane. Congratulations on yet another win. It was a bit of a war of attrition out there this afternoon. You managed to work your way through, found yourself near the front late. Tell us about your afternoon and how you held off on those restarts.
That was just a little bit of survival and luck at the end there. Just getting it up front and staying out of those wrecks. Really fast track, so definitely really easy to get runs on guys and real easy to get those big wrecks. So
things certainly happen.
You need a little bit of luck, so I'll take it.
Things certainly happen in a hurry at a place like iRacing Superspeedway. We talked about that a bunch in the broadcast early on. You kind of got to think ahead. You can't really be reactive to situations. You got to kind of anticipate them to happen and make your moves accordingly. I don't remember seeing you in too many incidents out there. I know we had a bunch of fast repairs to use if we needed them. Did you tear up that car at all this afternoon or no?
I got involved in one of the first cautions there. I had to use a fast repair. But besides that, I kept it clean. Just the one fast repair there.
Well, your buddy Jamie Kerr predicted the win, said that the two of Torsha was going to take the win here. And as soon as the green flag came out, you were out front, and then we had a wreck. Yellow comes out, and Okay, fine. Jamie was right. He wins it, but he still called the 2 home. So again, congratulations, Brian. Anybody you need to thank before we let you get out of here?
Just all the guys in the league, all our sponsors, all the guys that come out to race, and always special shout out to D Dixon for being on board with me.
Brian, again, congratulations. Thanks for talking with us. And man, you sound tired. Get some rest, brother.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, I wake up from my nap here. I go to work here in like an hour, so I lay down for a little bit longer.
Thanks again,
right,
brother.
Man.
Have a good one.
Later, Steve.
It's your winner, Brian Torsha, the iRacing Super Speedway. Next, we'll go to Aaron Conover, the number 20 machine. Aaron, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going good, Aaron. Again, you weren't really up near the front until late, at least not that I saw. I know we had half the field there at one point, but tell us about your afternoon and your strategy and how you worked your way towards the front near the end.
I don't know if I would call it a strategy. It was more or less my wheel kind of took a dump on me there at the beginning. And I went up 5 laps down and had to start on the grid, and just was patient and just picked the right spots, surprisingly, because any super speedway is just luck of the draw, honestly. And, just happened to work out. Me and Torch there at the end. I might have had him at the end, but who knows? I'm sure he would have tried to stop me, but it was going to be close there.
Well, unfortunately, it ran out of time. Caution came out relatively quickly after that final green-white checkered attempt. Unable to make a challenge on the 2 of Brian Torsha, but you still bring it home in the second spot after the early race troubles. If you're being 5 laps down, I think you made out pretty damn good. So congratulations on that, Aaron. Yeah. Before we let you go, any thoughts on anybody you need to thank?
I just want to thank my girlfriend. I know she's watching back at home. And then our sponsors, D Dixon and Sons, LSI, Litchfield Specialty, Micro Circuit Makes, TRS, all the guys, HBR. You guys do a great job, and I appreciate you being here, Steve. Thank you very much.
All right, that is Aaron Conover with some kind words as well. Thanks for chatting with us, man, and good luck at the next one.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
Too. Last but not least, we'll go to Robbie Milburn, the 3rd place finisher in that number 99 machine. Robbie, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
Loud and clear, man.
All right, Robbie. Again, congratulations. A top 3 finish. You were right up front, I thought, most of the afternoon contending. Tell us about your strategy and how you brought that machine home in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, I ran up front in the Daytona race a lot too. I learned early with these super speed races, you're going to want to be in the front just to try to avoid the mayhem going on in the mid and in the back. And we had a couple chances to take the lead, but cautions came out late. But overall, I'm happy with 3rd place because, to be honest with you, I'm really a dirt guy. So I'm just over here trying to learn.
Well, Robbie, what few races I've seen you run here on asphalt, you're usually a contender. Dirt guys can certainly run asphalt. We know that's a fact. It teaches you car control, and sometimes it really does come into play. Maybe not so much at a place like iRacing Superspeedway, but on a lot of the tracks, especially in this ARCA car. So good to see you up near the front. Congratulations, man. Anybody you need to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, appreciate it, man. And I'd like to thank Premier Racing Setups. Check them out for any of your setup needs. Real competitive setups, real competitive prices. I'm not going to be that guy that promo codes it, but yeah. So thanks to them, and of course Jack Racing on YouTube. Check them out. He just got a pro truck running at New Smyrna, so good content there. And then Golden Nugget Nutrition. So that's all my sponsors, and I appreciate you having me here.
Absolutely, Robbie. Again, congratulations and thanks for talking to us, and good luck at the next one, man.
Hope to talk to you again. Have a good one.
Robbie Milburn, your 3rd place finisher here from the iRacing Super Speedway. Good to hear from these guys. Everybody seems to be in a chipper mood, but Brian a little sleepy. Nice and relaxed for this race to bring home a checkered flag. Brian's going to go off to work now. So let's go through our finishing results. For iRacing Super Speedway, of course, our winner, Brian Torsha, in the number 2 machine with OG Racing. Aaron Conover finishes 2nd in the number 20 with Robbie Milburn. The number 99 with Mudmule Motorsports finishes in the 3rd position. Finishing 4th was Mike LaJoy. Mike looked real strong here most of the afternoon, just unable to get back towards that top spot, finishes in the 4th position. Pete Woodrum, a lot of controversy surrounding the number 8 here this afternoon. Many vehicles off the nose of that number 8. While it was intentional or otherwise, it's irrelevant. It still happened. It's going to warrant conversation with some of these guys post-race, I'm sure. Again, it is restrictor plate style racing, super speedway style racing. These things are going to happen. But unfortunately for Pete, he was the common denominator tonight. He's certainly going to have talk to these guys and get things squared away going forward. In the 6th position, it is the 05 of Dale Legan. 7th was Doug Wolcott in the 12. A tough afternoon for Doug. Started on the pole position, finishes in the 7th spot. Bobby Peters in the 57 with Mark Wirtz Racing finishes 8th. Brian Rupert in the 3. Seemed like every time I turned around, Brian was getting pushed and beaten and battered around somebody tonight. So to finish top 10 still for the 3, not a bad afternoon, but I'm sure he's ready to get out of here. Finishing 10th was Jason Satterfield, the number 39 machine. 11th was Kevin Newborn in the 51. Mike Taschereau in the 1. Also not a finish indicative of the way that Mike ran. Mike's usually up near towards the front. Maybe it's just got to switch back to that familiar number 33. Finishing 13th was Matt Newborn in the number 47. Josh Buckley was 14th. Cody Fogg also finishes in the 15th spot with an unfamiliar number, at least for him, the 26, typically the 58. Keep an eye out for that to be corrected going forward. 16th was Anthony Rayner. Anthony spent a lot of time near the front of the field as well. Tough break for the 81, finishes 10 laps down in the 16th spot. Billy Milner finishes 17th at number 55. Billy spent some time near the front as well, but late race wrecks involving him puts him towards the rear of the field. So that is your finishing order here from iRacing Superspeedway. That's going to do it for us here at HBR TV. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, and please, anytime we go live, if you're going to sit here and watch the race with us, go ahead and share it. Let some other people get involved. Let some people get the eyeballs on the race, on the stream. Talk about the league if you want. Spread all this stuff around. If you help me share this stream and share the races, it helps the league as well. So the more eyeballs on, the better. Get some more awareness out there in the iRacing sim community. Get these guys involved. Of course, they've been doing some recruitment races for the truck series, trying to build that up a little bit as well. So please like, share, follow, subscribe. Facebook.com/HollerBoysRacingTV, and also on YouTube as well, Hollerboys Racing TV. Those likes make a difference. Those shares, they certainly help. Subscribing, it helps you get notified when we go live. So please do all those things. Be a helper. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. We had a good crowd here tonight in the Facebook side, even a few over on YouTube. Thanks for interacting, saying hi, cheering on your favorite drivers. Certainly do appreciate that in the stream chat every single week. Please continue to do so, especially on these tracks with big, long cautions. It gives me something to talk about and someone to have a short conversation with before we go back to green. So once again, everybody, thank you for watching. Congratulations to Brian Torsha bringing home the checkered flag for iRacing Superspeedway. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.